So yeah, tonight on stream we've got another build and go that we're gonna do. We're gonna build a blue-white God Pharaoh's Gift, the kind of all-in refurbished plan. The stipulation for this is gonna be that it's team unified, which means we're not gonna have access to a few cards. We're not gonna have access to negates, and we're also not gonna have access to search for as Kanta. So we need to kind of build the deck with that in mind. I also have a list that we're going to start from. We'll just build it as I import it. But we might make some tweaks before we go live with it. So let's create a new deck here. Name it Blue-White GPG. I think God Pharaoh's Gift is not particularly great in the format right now. Braid's kind of all over the place. Scarab God's all over the place. And you kind of need answers to those. I definitely think it's powerful, and it can certainly beat a lot of decks, but I don't know that it's something in a format of Grixis that you want to just jam against. So obviously Minister of Inquiries is pretty easy to include. You know, it's the only deck that's going to run 4 of it. Sacred Cat also an include. A little side note, foil Sacred Cats are like $5 a piece or something. I don't know why that is, or maybe they're more. I can't remember, but I heard they're expensive. Yeah, Brad, I remember. We can't play Search and we can't play Negate. Yep, anything that crosses with blue-black control, I'm on it. Champion of Wits. Alright, so Angel of... Can't remember the name of this angel, the one that makes servos. This is a standard angel. Angel of Invention, yeah. This is really just the reason to play the deck. Angel of Invention is absolutely insane. It's quite often the target you get back. We also can't cross anything with mono red. So one of the creatures that I'm not seeing here is Walking Ballista. And I know that the all-in version doesn't play it. But it is a card we could play. We have to think about it from a team unified point of view though. And really it's only going to be good against Walking Ballista. Blue-black, it's just kind of like a bad fireball. So we might not want it. We might. Alright, so this is an item Brad included. 2 copies of Opt. We're going to put these over in the maybe column. Not sold. Refurbish. Those might be better as Walking Ballistas, even though they're not great against the meta. Fumigate. I'm gonna put this in the maybe column. I played a deck this last weekend with 4 Fumigate or 3 Fumigate and and 2 Settle the Wreckage, and I have to say that Settle the Wreckage was by far better than Fumigate as a whole. So I'm gonna add a Settle the Wreckage as a maybe in that slot. So God Pharaoh's Gift. Oh boy. Artifact, right? Yeah. Nope, that's not the one. Here it is. Definitely want 4 of those. Alright, so we've got 2 cast out. Ixalan's Binding is another card I saw perform very, very well. Which would not cross over with either mono red or blue black. So we might play those instead. So this is interesting. Why only 2 Ipnu Rivulets? I think it should just always be 4. So in terms of islands, we'll play 2 less than we would, so 5. I guess the downside is the glacial fortresses. One sheepit dunes. One sheepit dunes. Do we really need a sheepit dune? I'm not sold on that card. And then 5 planes. Yeah, I can say that. I can agree with that, Brad. 5 planes. Alright, so let's add in our islands again. Let's go to 7 of those. We'll run no dunes, and then we'll run 1 less island. So 22 lands, right? 4, 6, 9, 10, 22. Yep, 22. Alright, so... Ooh, I like Hostile Desert. I actually, Matt Bamonte and I casted the Nerd Rage Gaming event 2 weeks ago, and I have to say Hostile Desert was a house. But I don't know... And that deck played it with Esper and still had really good mana. We'll go 3 Rivulet, and based on our curve, I kind of want to run just 1 less planes. So 4, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12 white sources. Typically you want 14 sources if you're trying to do a turn 1 Sacred Cat, but I don't know that it's mandatory, and Minister of Inquiries is probably going to be better. Could do a 23rd land. Yeah, I mean, if I was taking this to a PPTQ, I'd probably go Esper so you can get access to the very powerful black cards. And I would also probably go with the Gate to the Afterlight version. So part of the stipulation of this deck is that we're kind of building it for the Team Unified format and kind of seeing how powerful it is. Alright, so let's look at... I know we're 2 cards over on the main board and we might want another land. Actually, let's do this. Let's add that 5th plains back in. So we need to cut a few cards out of the main board. We'll get to that. So Authority of the Councils... Jace's Defeat. $9.99 get 2 tokens. That's correct, Dan. We'll be sending out the tokens in March, which is I have them right here. These are a little beat up because I've been shuffling them, but one's going to be a Spirit Beast, or just a Beast, a 3/3 Beast. And the other for March, January, February, March, is a 3/4 Bird token. So we're going to be doing tokens every 3 months. So $9.99 subscribers. Alright, Spell Pierce, I think is fine to run. Since we have the Jace's Defeats, though, we might want a second copy of Jace's Defeat. Fumigate, 2 in the side. Again, might be better as... It might be better as Settle the Wreckage, some number. Alright, 3 Angel of Sanctions. I'm not sold on these cards. The only reason I say that is I've played them this last weekend, and they were really bad against Glorybringer and really bad against Rekindling Phoenix. So more cast outs in the side. I could see those being in the side, but I think maybe because they're in the side, we might play bindings. Fairgrounds Warden. There's a card I can get behind. Alright, so that's the sideboard. That's kind of the main board that we were given. I'm going to now pull up... oh, God. Who just won the last Pro Tour with blue-white? What was his name? How can I not remember this? God, it wasn't Finkel, right? It was, Oh, I can picture him in my head. Bald. Or kind of bald, I guess. Let's see here. Pascal Maynard, yes, that's the name I was looking for. Thank you, Brad. All right. Oop. Brad was also kind enough to find the list, even though he didn't do it on MTG Goldfish. All right, so let's see. He had a hostile desert. He also had 6 plains, which is interesting, but he didn't have any cycle lands. Also, only 2 rivulets. Okay. So I'm going to go back to 2 rivulets. I think if Pascal was only playing 2, there was a real reason. He also had 2 ops. Okay, that's interesting. So we'll leave those in. I like the cast outs in the main, I think. And then we're going to put bindings in the sideboard. You really want binding against blue-black Scarab God. So... and then also it's just really good against Hazoret. Sky Sovereign Console Flagship. I don't know how to evaluate this card. The problem I have with it is it doesn't seem like we're going to be turning it on very much. Wonder what was in the meta that he was really worried about. I guess it was really good against 4-color energy or the energy decks, but those don't really exist anymore. So I think I agree cutting this card. All right, so what about Brad? Is the blue-black player playing Vizier of Many Faces? That might be a mistake, because I think Carnage Tyrant's on the rise. Oops, that's not the right one. I wonder if a couple of Vizier of the Many Faces is a good idea. Like I said, these Angel of Sanctions, I played them in my sideboard and I hated them. Dan Street Matter with the 4-month resub. Thank you, sir. Much love. I have your cards. I need to get them back to you. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. Drop them off at the shop. And then I'll let you know. Thank you again for letting me borrow your green-red deck. I'm sorry I didn't play it. I should have. It kind of worked out. The PPTQ, my entire team for the RPTQ went to. We had 1 mid-range player, 1 control player, and we had like... I was kind of the anti-red player. And there was zero mono red at the tournament. And so I was pretty useless. So I don't know. I'm gonna cut a couple of these. I think Vizier is just better. One thing that's nice about Vizier is it can copy Angel, copy Scarab God, copy Carnage Tyrant, things like that. Fairgrounds Warden is like nice. I really wish we had like Kite Sail Freebooter, but we can't go black. So how many lands did Pascal have? Pascal also had 22. Interesting. Pascal also had Search for Cancer, though. Let's see. He also had no board wipes. Alright, I think I'm gonna run with the... Man, what did he have instead? 22 lands, 16 creatures. What we have, right? 12, 16. 8 other spells. 4 Chart of Course. Oh, he doesn't have Chart of Course. Okay. That's what it is. So, right. He's got the 4 God Pharaohs, 4 Chart of Course. And then... Oh, no, he has them. Why are these other spells? Oh, Artifacts and Enchantments. I gotcha. 4 Chart of Course, 2 Opt, 4 Refurbish, 4 Strategic Planning. We have all that. 2 Cast Out. 4... Okay, so in place of the searches, we have a Fumigate and a Settle the Wreckage. Alright. That makes sense. What are some other cards we could play? Make sure we kind of do our due diligence here. Make sure we're thinking about everything. So I just go on MTG Goldfish a lot of the time. Find the gift deck. I know there's a blue-white one. So there's Alright, this is interesting. We could play Cloud Blazer. Martyr of Dusk is also interesting. It's about Regal Cat? Okay. We have Angel of Invention, so that's a little high on the curve, and I think those kind of fit the same kind of mold, and I think the Angel's just better. Cloud Blazer's interesting, though, but we kind of have Champion of Wits to fill the card draw slot and also discard. Maybe in, like, the sideboard it's a potential. So that wasn't a gift, that was just a blue-white deck. There's also blue-white Eternalize, we can take a look at that to get some ideas. Blue-white Control can get some ideas. This Glyph Keeper. Brad, is Glyph Keeper open? That seems like a good card. Fragmentize for Mardu could be good. Scunchurch Champion could be good. I don't think we want like the Adorned Pouncer or anything like that. But the Glyph Keeper makes me interested. That card is a pain in the ass for Grixis to deal with. Might be better than that Angel, honestly. What else we got here? Glyph Keeper, Sunscorch Champion. Disallow a Negator taken. Anointed Procession, no. Legion Landing, no. Server Expedition, no. Could play Gideon of the Trials. I assume that's open because it's the only white deck. Yeah. Silent Gravestone. Yeah. We don't really have any graveyard hate, right? We can't really run too much, though. Crook of Condemnation would be about the only thing I'd say. This is the cycle deck, so that doesn't do us any good. Here's a blue-white gift. Oh, there's Sky Sovereign again. This is very close to Pascal's list, actually. Just 5-0 to League. Yeah, a lot of these have Angel Ascension still. I don't know. I wasn't very impressed. Yeah, a lot of these are just Pascal's list with a few changes. River's Rebuke's interesting. It's really good against the Eternalized decks, which are kind of all over the place online. We might want to run that just for this league. I'm not saying you'd run it at your Team Unified, but it's interesting. Yeah, I think that's about it. What are these? Yeah, 1 Hostile Desert for 23 lands. 1 Fumigate. Okay. I think that gives us some ideas, right? I think our main board's solid. Sideboard, this might be too many Fumigates. I think I'm gonna run a River's Rebuke. This looks pretty good to me. We could run a second copy of Jace's Defeat. Maybe I want to test more. So like Fairgrounds Warden's fine. Oops, if I can spell. But I want to test drawing and playing this card. All right, so this is the 75 I think I'd like to register tonight. Unless anyone has any major objections. And if you've ever not seen Mana Traders, I will show you Mana Traders right now. So, I'm going to export the list from Moto as a text file. Very important to do it as a text file, otherwise it puts all the set names. I'm going to go to Mana Traders. Actually, let me log in real quick. Off screen. Alright, so I've logged in. I'm going to go to my account, build a deck, rent it, import it, sorry. You can either do it by file. There we go. It's like, why isn't it showing me recent? Alright, upload. So then I just want to make sure that it uploaded all the cards, 75, 75, and then I can run it. And then this process has changed over the months, but how it works now is there's a bot that's going to go out and get all 64 of my cards. It doesn't rent out basic lands. And so it's going to go gather them all at once and then request a trade with me, and then I can just take the cards off of the bot. It used to be that there'd be like 5 or 6 bots that had all of the cards that you want, and then you'd kind of go to each bot and get the pieces that you needed, and then they updated it so that it was kind of easier for the user. They just basically accept the trade request, and honestly it takes about the same amount of time, because oftentimes what would happen is those bots would have numbers of people trying to request trades with them. So you're like, oh, I need cards off bot 3, and then someone else would go to bot 3 and like either take the cards, or they'd be like using bot 3 and you couldn't get to bot 3, and it was just like this huge hassle. And so it'd usually take about 5 minutes. It was something I would do off stream. This has really allowed us to do these build and goes, which is kind of like, you know, build the deck, take it into a league, which I've enjoyed doing together. So this bot might actually have been, yeah, so it was actually slightly faster than the UI. That's kind of impressive, actually. Well, 64 cards, that's what we asked for. Confirm our trade. And the whole process is just so easy. It's also gotten a lot better at keeping the sets the same when it can. It's a lot harder to do with modern cards, though. And then I just update with different versions, and our deck is now good to go. No warning message. So let's jump into this league. So just keep in mind tonight, we would like to have cards like Negate, but there's a stipulation that we can't have cards like Negate. So we need to kind of play around that. And if the deck doesn't do super well, That's fine. We're playing against decks that have access to all of the sideboard cards that they would want, where we don't. The real test tonight is testing the power level of the deck. How does it feel? Our opponent's name is Sad Brad. So we don't have a God Pharaoh's Gift, but we do have 2 Charter Course. So I'm gonna keep this. Basic Plains Sacred Cat. Alright, so Minister is gonna be a better play here. Mostly it blocks, but also just being able to mill our graveyard to try to get that God Pharaoh's Gift in the yard. So we're already playing against tokens. Looks like it might be a green-white deck. And so I'm 100% blocking. Strategic planning. Put 1 in your hand and the rest into your graveyard. So we need a land. So ideally, we hit a land off of this and a God Pharaoh's Gift, and we put the God Pharaoh's Gift into the yard. Oh man, is that good? That felt like the nuts right there. All right, so now we're hoping our opponent doesn't play Brontodon in the next 2 turns. Jade Light Ranger, don't care. So this could be a green-white God Pharaoh's Gift, but it likely looks like green-white tokens. That's a little scary. Mill ourselves here. And we will chart a course. Probably gonna ditch. I'm not going to ditch the second copy of Refurbish just in case they have like a Brontodon to deal with it. But I am Alright, so we're going to take 3 here because we don't really care. Getting an angel back. So the worst play would be Brontodon, leave a land open. Quatley. Okay. So Watley's gonna die. So I think I'm putting 2 counters on this Watley, right? I guess I don't have to. I could just attack. Okay. No, we're not going to do that. So I'm going to make servos. And then we're going to attack Watley, Watley, Watley. Alright, and our opponent said, nope, you win. No, I think we can make servos there. We had enough stuff in the graveyard, Brad, and our creatures become 2/3s. So I think making servos there is actually the right play. Well, that was pretty sweet. So this could be an anointed procession deck, but it's definitely a token deck, right? So I'm going to bring in this River's Rebuke. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Fairgrounds Warden also seems really good in a matchup like this. I'm gonna bring in the Viziers because they seem good. I don't think we want Sacred Cat. And chances are, given all the Embalm, Fumigate's also not going to be very good. Combo Aggrieved deck. I don't know what that is. Aggro deck. I gotcha. Combo aggro deck? Sure. What's the combo? Guess I'll bore down an Opt. Opt is usually good, or these type of effects are usually good in main boards when you're like, when you have two halves of your deck. So like your first half of the deck, you want to find a piece, or like when you play against control, you want to find certain cards, and then when you play against aggro, you want to find different sets of cards. So like post board, you kind of have a game plan for your deck, so Opt becomes less important. I like leaving one in, mostly just because there wasn't much else to take out. This hand seems fine. I'm going to keep. We have a God Pharaoh's Gift to ditch to the Champion of Wits. As long as we don't get aggroed out, we should be good to go. Chart of Course is going to be a great turn to play. I'm going to lead on Plains in case we draw Glacial Fortress. I also need to be a little wary of some type of graveyard removal. Okay. Is that farmed table? I can't remember the name of it. Alright, so our opponent kind of comboed off just now. Alright, we have a cast out. I think it's better to chart a course here. I'm probably not going to bin the God Pharaoh's Gift this turn. I'm going to bin... So one of the reasons I wouldn't want to bin God Pharaoh's Gift is Deathgorge Scavenger. I think I'm going to bin a Rivulet and the Vizier of, or actually just one card. So I'm going to bin the Rivulet, yeah. I was thinking I needed to bin two like it was the Champion of Wits. So this Champion of Wits is probably going to be on blocking duty. Why even give me the option to block? Game. Alright. We need to hit some good cards here. I think one cast out's fine. And maybe the Vizier? Vizier's 5 to bring back. So what's our play next turn? If this God Pharaoh's Gift gets eaten by like a Deathgorge Scavenger, how sad are we? I guess we're not that sad because we just like have an Angel, and that's probably going to be like really good against this deck. And if we draw Refurbish, we'll be like super glad we binned it. Yeah, I'm gonna bin these two. Next turn we might just Vizier, honestly. Could see him giving Trample here. Nope, just trading. Yep, there's the Deathgorge Scavenger I was talking about. Took our Champion of Wits. Really? That seemed wrong. I'm probably going to cast this out now. Unless we draw exactly Refurbish. We did not. I don't want to be eating our God Pharaoh's Gift. Next turn, we will play Champion of Wits. Hope to hit a land if we don't draw one naturally, and then we can strategic planning. If we just draw a land, we might just play Angel, honestly. I definitely think it was wrong that our opponent took the creature rather than the God Pharaoh's Gift. We don't actually have another creature in the yard, though. Slice in Twain. Alright. That seemed good. That seemed good. So let's rip a land here. So we're on the kill you with creature plan. Oh, we hit refurbish too. That's gross. I guess Champion Minister is the play. If we hit a 5th land, okay, yeah. Have to tap like this if I potentially want to take damage. So if we hit a 5th land, we can strategic planning next turn, or a 5th and a 6th land, we can strategic planning next turn, and then refurbish. So let's ditch. Huh. I don't want him to eat the angel. So I guess we have to ditch strategic planning. If he eats the angel, I'm gonna bend the vizier. If he eats the vizier, we get to trade with it. So he's less likely to do that. I'm probably also jumping with this minister. Opponent has a lot of cards in hand still, though. Resilient Kenra on the Deathgorge Scavenger, so now he gets to eat the Vizier. So now we're probably blocking here. I guess, like, we lose to another Slice and Twain, right? So yeah, I should just take 2 and block here. Alright, so our plan at the moment is going to be this. Alright, we need to hit a land. We don't necessarily need to hit a land. Don't Bronted on me. Okay, it's fine. Still on the back foot here. Alright, we didn't hit a land. Strategic planning would need to hit God Pharaoh's Gift and a land, so I should lead on milling myself. There's the God Pharaoh's Gift. Play out a minister. Champion of Wits back. Now we have to block. Would like to draw 4 cards. We haven't played a land this turn. I could bend double angel. Huh. If I bend double angel, he can only eat 1. I think we're dead. But if we draw an untap land, we can just play this God Pharaoh's Gift. We're probably just dead though. Right? He's gonna pop the dunes and like swing in for a million. 3, 6, or 3, 7. Alright. Well, we've seen the deck now more. I'm gonna bring in the Fumigates. Those are probably just gonna win this game on the spot. I'm gonna bring in Spell Pierce for the Slice and Twains. I'm gonna board out the Opt. Board out the River's Rebuke. Just rely on this Fumigates and Settles. And then Vizier's I was expecting some number of like Carnage Tyrant, and they might be in there, but I think this list here is actually quite good. Yeah, Sacred Cat's still kind of meh. Sacred Cat's like just okay, Brad. Like, I think people think it's like some amazing thing against aggro, and it's gonna buy you a little bit of time, but being on the play, I don't think you need it. I'm just gonna take out the vampire here with the Fairgrounds Warden. I want to keep him off flipping this Legion's Landing, which essentially ramps him. And I also don't want to do the Branch Walker to give him extra Explore if he does remove it. And this just blocks pretty well. Basically looking for a Fumigate at this point. No. Never not had it, right, opponent? So now we just want lands. I don't think I need a second copy of Hostile Desert. The plan is to probably just fumigate the board, right? I guess we could play Angel. A Danto Vanguard, interesting. Alright, he bend it. That's good for us. I kind of want to fumigate because I don't want this Legion's Landing to flip. And then the Angel follow-up will hopefully like just get us there. So let's think about this. If this dies, we gain 5 and take 3. If we block both of these, we take 0 and gain 4. I think that's the right play. Like I said, I really don't want this Legion Landing to flip. And hopefully this Angel of Invention just kind of gets us there. Naturalize entered the revealed zone. He left it on top. Alright, so we need to play around Naturalize. Angel of Sanction. So we need an untapped land. An untapped land would be insane here. Come on, one-time deck. Well, that's not good. Guess we could hit Refurbish off these 2 cards. Settle the wreckage. That's also pretty good. Got him. This is, again, one of the problems I have with Angel of Sanctions is cards like this and Glorybringer. Unless you're making like 7 copies of it with Anointed Procession, it's just not very good. Alright, so we know he has Naturalize, and we currently don't have a Spell Pierce. So I think I'd rather just draw 2 cards with the Chart of Course. I also don't really care if this cat dies. We have tons of 1/1 blockers. Gonna play out all our things. We can block with our Champion of Wits now, and 2, 4, 6. With the land here, we'll be able to immortalize it. Fairgrounds Warden will be very good against an Eternalized token. I think I want the Angel, and I want the Fairgrounds Warden. So we'll bin these 2. Alright, he naturalized. Does he have 2 naturalizes? Just naturalized a servo, huh? This is kind of the plan B of the deck, which is just to like be this insane hard cast and Angel of Invention mid-range deck. All your little crappy creatures become good all of a sudden. So the plan here, I think I'm going to refurbish the God Pharaoh. Actually, I should just play Fairgrounds Warden, right? I can do, if I draw a land, I can do Fairgrounds Warden and refurbish. And then that's just 100% to be lethal. I guess I can refurbish, force his last card to be naturalized, and then still swing. That seems good. If he fires up this Pouncer, I will just Champion of Wits. It's likely the trample card though, right? Oh, sure, he's gonna okay. So now we're very likely to Fairgrounds Warden here. Alright, so he's tapped out. We can refurbish back our God Pharaoh's Gift, take out the Kendra, and then attack for 2. He blocks 1, so 2, or he blocks here, so he takes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so we should not block. It doesn't matter either way. Oh yeah, it gets haste too, right? Because God Pharaoh's gift needed to give them haste. That's a bad attack by our opponent, I think. I wish I was OP. What do you got going on this weekend, Brad? This hand seems very good. We are on the draw, though. We'll keep. Swamp. Don't duress me, bro. So our minister is probably not along for this world. D&D with Jeremiah. Don't fatal push me, bro. Yes, we lived. It lived. All right, we need to find a God Pharaoh's gift in the graveyard. Oh, he had fatal push. I lied. Bone picker. Oh no. Oh no. Chart a course, please. Strategic planning, please. Well, that's a good one. That might get us there. If we can draw a God Pharaoh's gift off in the next 2 turns along with the land, we might be able to deal with this bone picker. Bone picker plus fatal push is sick. Mono black control or something? Mono black aggro? Mono black aggro. Alright. Alright, cast out can deal with it too. We also have this fumigate if we have to. But God Pharaoh gift here plus land would be insane. Insane. Come on, deck. Yes. Alright, we didn't get there. We did get a land. I think I want land cast out for sure. And I want the charter courses as well. Fumigate's not going to be very good against Aether Sphere Harvester. I don't know if I want it or not. Opponent has 3 cards left. I could bin one. I'm going to bin one angel for sure. The question is, what's the other bin? Hey, Billy. So is it Angel Fumigate? It could be Angel Cast Out. I'm leaning Angel Fumigate. We could go Angel, but Angel trades with Bone Picker. All right, I'm gonna go Angel Fumigate. That was my instinct. Really needed our Minister to survive. I wish we would have been on the play. This would be a completely different game. We don't really have a Fragmentize or anything in the sideboard to deal with these vehicles, so that's kind of sad. Opponent's flooding a little bit, given what their deck's trying to do. Probably gonna have to cast this out, though, right? Another Bone Picker. Yeah. So we're likely wanting to chart a course next turn. Now we're taking 6 and then another 6, so we'll be up 5. Alright, we really need to find an answer. I believe we have to chart a course this turn. I don't think we can afford to cast out, and we have Angel of Invention for next turn. So I'm gonna cycle cast out to try to hit a God Pharaoh's gift. We did not get there. Then I'm gonna chart a course. I'm gonna play my land in case we draw a Sacred Cat, since this is game 1. We did hit Sacred Cat. Alright. And then we'll attack for 2. And then hopefully we just get to rip here and do our plan of get back refurbish. We'll gain 6 next turn. And then we can follow up with an angel the following turn after. Night Market Lookout. That's kind of sad. We can crew here now. We take 10. Take 10, go to gain 6. Death Touch Lifelink. Alright, game's hard. Huh. We might want to embalm this Sacred Cat this turn. Yeah. I mean, we hit the perfect on the rest of our cards. So maybe we were supposed to keep Fumigate as a kind of a backup. So I think what I need to do is I think I want to attack with the cat. Definitely making servos. But I need to figure this out. So he has no cards in hand. We take 2 off of these 2 things. We can gain 6 and go to 7. He's attacking for 9 in the air. But then we can block with this and gain 4. Alright, so servos it is. So I'm going to attack with the cat just to gain some extra life. And I'm probably going to embalm it as well. I realize it can be a 4/4 next turn. But we're just going to play Angel of Invention next turn. Well, let's see. How much? There's only 3 things on the ground. So we could like block, block. If we have our block. And then, or I guess block, block. So I guess we don't need to embalm it. Alright, so he's gonna, let's say he attacks with everything. So we're at 5. We block here. We essentially gain 1 and go to 6. And then we take 6 in the air. So we need to gain some more life. So we do need to embalm this. Scrap Heap's not particularly good. I will block. Gain 1 overall. Go to 8. This is working out for us. Oh, wow. That was a sick rip. So I think just playing the Angel is the best here. I guess we can gain... Oh, man. We can gain, what? 6 instantly if we want to? Do we need to gain 6, though? If we don't gain any life, and he attacks with everything, we can go to 1. Well, if I just play the Angel, then I get more uses out of the Angel. But I agree. I think just like getting the Angel into play is probably the best thing. I'm gonna leave 1 Angel though. All right, we'll cycle the farmland as well. don't think attacking with the cat is worth it. I'm just going to make this one a 4/4 because it trades with the bone picker. I don't want a 6/6 that trades with the bone picker. I'll make this one the 6/6. And I don't care about this. Like, yeah, he gets to block. It's just the life that I want. I might not even block. Right? Like, I don't think I should block. If he just attacks with bone picker next turn, I don't think I block. I also think maybe sacrificing this rivulet 3/6. Maybe sacrificing this rivulet's better than cycling farmland. Yeah, I'm not blocking this bone picker. Okay, he decided not to attack with it. But I want to sack this desert. I think I should sack the hostile desert. The ground's pretty gummed up. I don't think that's getting through. Sacred cat. Okay. Behind that. Another refurbish. Alright, so let's play this pre-combat. Make some servos. We'll go to combat. I think I want to get... Alright. Opponents had enough. The third angel was enough, guys. The third angel was enough. Alright, so Fairgrounds Warden seems good. Authority of the Consul seems good. It stops Scrap Heap Scrounger from coming back and crewing vehicles. The question is Fumigates and Settle the Wreckage. How many of those do we want? I'm going to leave Sacred Cat in. It doesn't block very well, though. I mean, it blocks twice, but that's really it. Don't think I need the ops. Cast Out seems kind of marginal. I don't know. Fumigate against the Fumigate against the Scrap Heap Scrounger deck seems kind of meh. I think Authority's better than a Fumigate. It's better for our curve, and I think with Scrap Heap Scrounger in your deck, I think it's just the better card. I'm going to leave it in the one we have, but I think our best plan is still plan A, which is to rush out a God Pharaoh's Gift and hope that we have an angel to go with it. So if you guys aren't doing anything this weekend, you should watch me on the Nerd Rage Game stream on Saturday for their Legacy CT. Oh man. Like, I want to keep this hand. I'm so tempted to keep this hand. It has... I have to mulligan it though. It has 2 Sacred Cats, which we can basically do for 4 turns if we want to. If we draw any blue land, we can strategic planning and try to find a refurbish. But then we also need a way to bend the God Pharaoh's Gift. I'm going to mulligan. Alright, this hand is better. We'll bottom the second cat. No, okay, I was going to say no turn 1 play. That seems... So we're going to strategic planning next turn. Cats just never come into play now. Maybe we're supposed to play it. Just to hold this back. I kind of want to go planning into Fairgrounds Warden into hope to hit Refurbish. If I just play Cat this turn, it seems so marginal. So, none of these cards are good. I'm going to take the Refurbish and play Champion of Wits next turn and hope to hit a land and bin a God Pharaoh's Gift. Seems risky. I think if this Irrigated Farmland came into play untapped, or if we had just a Plains, we would have been in a lot better shape. Maybe our opponent only has 2 lands. We're also keeping them off Bone Picker. So we go to 9 next turn. Duress. Duress takes Refurbish, so that's sad. You only get 1. Got 1 hit. I don't know why it took so long. Our hand needs a lot of help. Oh, we would have hit the God Pharaoh's Gift. We're definitely binning it because we're nowhere near casting it. I'm going to bin one of these cats. I have to block here now to like trade, and then he's gonna play Bone Picker. Yep. And then we play Fairgrounds Warden. And then we hope that this Angel's good enough. Fatal Push here is bad for us. Three, 6, 7. Okay, no Fatal Push. That's good. So as long as there's nothing disastrous here, Angel might buy us a few turns. Heart of Kieran. That's pretty gross. Oh, what's it like to be us? What's it like to be us? What's it like? I imagine that this is just what, like, you must feel like all the time, Brad. Am I ever blocking with this Fairground Warden? Probably not. Yeah, of course I'm playing the cat. Walk the plank, that's interesting. Okay. Nice, nice turn. Alright, so we're gonna triple block the Gifted Aetherborn. Get that off the field, take 6 down to 3. So like our best draw is probably a Champion with Strategic Planning. Can gain 5 next turn, which does keep us alive, but you know, we're just casual professionals here. And we rip cards like Champion of Wits. This deck is pretty stupid. I can see why Pascal won the tournament. All you need to do is have sick rips. Still think I want a 4/4 here. Yep. He should have won. Sorry. He should have won. Opponent's at 31. I really don't want to give him back anything, though. Gain 6, go to 10. Given the ground's gummed up, I'm not going to get back this cat. I might want to end up gaining life off of it next turn. I think I really wanted a 6/6. I thought about it, but it just trades with this Bone Picker so easily. I think getting the servos is potentially better. Take 4 down to 6. We have a lot of ways to get things into our graveyard next turn. So I'm going to start with the Rivulet. Well, I only have one of them. I guess I start with milling myself. Alright, so it looks like we're getting a cat currently. I'm going to try to find another angel here. Well, that's just unlucky. I guess we could get Champion of Wits. We're dead to a creature that way, though, right? Because we only go to 7. We have to get a cat. So let's pop out our graveyard here real quick. It looks like we have to get a cat. Next turn we can get Champion of Wits. So if I play my land and I draw a land naturally, I guess I don't play my land. Gain 5, go to 11, potentially take 6 or 7 down to 4 next turn. Oh, I don't agree with that block, because that just means we get that back next turn. If we need to. Ooh, okay, maybe I should have played my land. Nah, I guess not. This pretty much cancels out this. Alright. Whenever it casts a spell, put a -1/-1. Sure. You have a 5/5. Congratulations. Ooh, I don't like crewing with that. That blocked our 4/4 cats pretty well. I guess this does too. Alright. Fairgrounds Warden taking out Bone Picker seems really good. Hit nothing great there. Yeah, we've been to settle. It's fine. I think we're still going to win. Like, this is never gonna hit us. And next turn we get it back Champion of Wits, because now we have now we're just like trading life totals with these 4/4s. So I'm pretty sure like this is unlosable at this point. And I'm just gonna get stuff off the field to make his crews worse. We take 3 off this. So we're taking 3 this turn, essentially. Authority of the Councils is not terrible. Let's see what we get off our Champion with, though. Huh. Well, probably not fumigating ever. And I think the land is fine. Because we can attack with the next turn. Yeah, I was trying to think this through. Like, we were going to play Authority of the Consuls, so we can attack with everything here. Because we don't have to worry about any creature entering the battlefield and allowing him to crew. So he's kind of forcing himself to crew with the Scrap Heap Scrounger, and so we're trading 4 life for 4 life again. So I think we were just way ahead. I'm curious what our next draw, 2 draws. Yeah, so yeah, we would have charted coursed, we would have drawn Glacial Fortress, charted coursed, binned Angel of Inventions, and then had another Angel. So we were like 100% to win that, I'm sure. I mean, I think we're 100% to win on the second Fairgrounds Warden, but never know what he brought in onto the side. Corbin Hostler and I don't know who Corbin is. When you say it really hates the color red, do you mean that it's very good against the color red? Like it's a good hate deck against it? Or do you think red like just crushes it? I would assume red is pretty good against red, but if Pascal chose to play it, the Sacred Cats are pretty good. I think Magma Spray is kind of everywhere though, and that kind of worries me a little bit. Three leagues deep and hasn't lost to red yet. That's pretty good. All right, we have a charted course for the God Pharaoh's Gift, so I'm gonna keep this hand. Evolving Wilds. How much damage do we want to take? If I leave on Rivulet, we're going to take 2 damage because I'm going to Minister and then Chart. Evolving Wild makes me think that the deck's a lot slower. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I can see that, DJ. Alright, so this is Abzan tokens. So I think we're actually favored here. So we hit the Stone Nuts again. Really just want to draw a 3-drop. So, okay, it could just be black-white hidden stockpile tokens. It might not have green. I've seen some lists cut that. So this could be start. Another Anointed Priest is fine. Kind of need to worry about Settle the Wreckage. Oh, him flipping this is going to be pretty good next turn. It's a pretty good start out of this deck. I'll block. Alright, not having a 3-drop kind of hurt. Now, we do have this Fumigate, which, you know, he'll make 1,000,000 tokens at some point, and fumigate them all, get a life total that's high enough, and... Basically, once this deck gets to 4 mana, start blocking. In the early turns, like 2 and 3, never block the tokens or any creature. Dust Legion Zealot, that's an interesting choice out of this deck. I can get behind it, though. Could be a... I don't know. I'm not sure what this deck is. Oh, I know who you are, Noah. Fatal Push, targeting the Minister. Sure. Unless we hit another Minister there. Do we want to attack? I think the mill, we have no other creature. I think the mill might be more important. If we mill over another God Pharaoh's Gift as well, it's kind of insane. Oh, that's kind of sad. You know, we're just so good at this game, guys. We're just so good. Alright, so we'll get back a Champion of Wits. We will draw all of the cards. We have another Refurbish? Huh. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we can bin a land. And the Opt. I want to make blue here. Oh, wait. Wrong one. So we do want to play around Settle the Wreckage, so we need to keep that in mind. It's got another Ixalan's Binding. Oh, Yahenni. Interesting. Well, that doesn't seem like it does much. See what we hit off this Minister. A Sacred Cat, it's kind of meh. Yes, I would like to bin some cards, please. Ooh. Ooh! Well, we can't cast that, so we're binning that. We'll bin this Angel. Play this. Oh, yeah, okay. I thought I played the tap lane at first, and I was like, oh, I could have refurbished again. Alright, so... Get back the Angel here. I think I'm making a 6/6 this time. And... You can make this... Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay. Yep, I'm fine with this. Feeling pretty good here. Gotta worry about Fumigate a little bit. I should have played this tap lane actually. Because then I could have had 8 mana next turn and I could have refurbished. Alright, so he's going to... He's going to Fumigate. Nothing we can really do about that. I think Rivulet's probably better than Cycling. So... do that. Come on. Pop out our graveyard so we can see what we got going on. Another Champion of Wits is pretty good. Probably want to find... He's only got 1 card left. Yeah, I think we're in really good shape. I could Fumigate pre-combat, I guess. Alright, I can get behind that. I'm gonna play this land. We might want to do some things with our mana. I'm gonna get back Champion of Wits because I want to draw all the cards. I'm gonna bin Angel. I'm gonna attack you for 4, and I'm probably just winning the game at this point. I'm gonna get back both Angels next turn, and that's gonna represent 14 damage.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher? What if I start doing things I know?
Drain for however much mana you have. Oh, okay, sure.
I will not surrender. I will do my best until I get put under. What if I go stronger? What if I go stronger? What if I go stronger?
Sick. This deck is sick. Alright. We could copy a Yahenni and just like make this whole thing so that like, I don't know. That doesn't seem good though. I like Fairgrounds Warden, I guess. We could take out Yahenni with that way. Settle the Wreckage, obviously very good. Yeah, this is a handicap version. Although I don't know how important Search is for the deck. Doing like nothing on turn 2 doesn't really interest me too much. I don't know how I feel. Fumigate seems like I'm kind of playing into his game plan, but I also liked having one. But if they were Settle the Wreckages, they would also just be very good. I could bring in the Bindings and not run the Fumigate, and it's kind of the same. Oh, Fairgrounds Warden has been actually gas. Binding deals with Priest. Yeah. I'm not really worried about Priest, though. Billy, I understand that Search is a good card. I'm not trying to say that it's not a sick card. I'm just saying, like, this deck certainly can operate on all axes without it. I wasn't trying to diminish Search. I was just trying to say that this deck is still very powerful without it. I don't know how I feel. I like these Fairgrounds Wardens, but I also don't want them to get like fumigated away. Like 2 cast outs dealing with Yahenni is probably fine. Fumigate and Settle also dealing with the board. I want to cut 1 card. I just don't know what I want it to be. I'm gonna cut a Sacred Cat. gonna cut a single sacred cat. Is there a quote command yet? No. We could make one, I guess. Island there was actually very good. So now we need to find refurbish. So we found refurbish. Man, we're just like doing it. I'm gonna bin cycle land. And then next turn, like we can start popping these rivulets later on, like turn. We can't pop them next turn, right? Start, yep. I definitely want to play this minister. Oh, I was supposed to mill myself. Gosh darn it. I know I missed it. I know I missed it. The rivulets don't do anything yet. That's fine. We get... I guess we'd be 3 cards deeper. Sure. So he's going to flip his Legion's Landing. But it's going to cost him 2 tokens. We'll block the vigilant ones because they do the best at blocking nonsense. Evolving Wilds. Wonder if I would finish if I were him. Would I finish a Minister of Inquiries? Probably not. Ones don't really scare me. Alright, well we found the God Pharaoh's gift, but we have to play around. We have to play around cast out. I guess we just go for it though. He likely has it. He doesn't have it. Holy crap. I'm actually going to do Champion of Wits here. Our hand's kind of weak, and if we find another God Pharaoh's gift, I'm pretty sure that's just game over next turn. These are also good. I'm going to keep the Angel, though. We have plenty of mill. Yeah, let's do this. Like, I don't really care. He's going to make a 1/1, sure. Block, sure. He's definitely not putting us under any pressure. He could fumigate here, but that plays into our hand. He could play Yahenni, but then we just Fairgrounds Warden it. Angel of Sanctions, sure. That doesn't do anything either because we have these Fairgrounds Wardens that we brought in because we're super smart. I can actually lead on strategic planning here. Yeah, I'm gonna take 1 God Pharaoh's gift. We're gonna be able to cast this, right? So 4, we play a land this turn. So if we find 1 land in the next 2 turns, we'll have it. We only have 1. There's 2 refurbished in the yard. We have 1 in our hand, so there's only 1 in our deck. So yeah, I'm gonna keep 1 God Pharaoh's gift. We'll get back Angel. We'll make this a 6/6. I don't think I want to mill. Let's see, we're attacking for 11. Plus 4 is 15. So it is a 2-turn clock. He blocks 1, takes 13. Blocks the other one, or blocks here. So he's less likely to, yeah. I only have 1 mill left, so this is a free attack. But it's also a free block, so yeah. Alright, so it smells like Fumigate. Which again, we don't really care about. Next turn we can refurbish. Yeah, so if he fumigates, okay. So this is an interesting, alright, he's gonna fumigate. If he fumigates, his angel takes God Pharaoh's gift, he gains a bunch of life, we untap, we refurbish the second God Pharaoh's gift, gets back Fairgrounds Warden. Oh sure, he can just finish this too, yeah. Forgot about the finish in the graveyard. Same play though. 3, 4, alright. We're like 2 lands away from doing Fairgrounds Warden plus refurbish. Oh wow. So he's just gonna take out the token. That's interesting. Well, that's even better for us, right? Oh, that was really weird how quickly it went to my main phase. Seemed odd. Alright, so I think this is just the best thing we can be doing. So now we have 2 of these? I don't even care about the angel now. Is we're gonna get 2 cats? He doesn't have settle mana. Okay, so I can make a couple 1/1s. Alright, sure, man. You got it. I actually like a double block here. If I were him, I probably would have double blocked. And now we just get to play the third one next turn. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 creatures in the yard. I do want to play around Settle the Wreckage though. So we'll probably just attack for lethal. We'll see. I'm gonna stack them so that I get ministers back first, and then I can use these ministers to mill, so I get choices on my second and third one. All right, so he fumigated. Sure. Well, boy, do I have some bad news for you. Alright, so let's get back Sacred Cat, Minister, and a Minister. Attack for 12. Take you to 7. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This deck. You gotta interact with this deck. You just can't like, oh, I got an Angel of Sanctions. Anointed Procession. Yeah, you're just dead, man. Oh, okay, he can make 2. We can make 2 1/1s. I stand corrected. Alright. Chart a course. Cast out. Fine. Spin a planes. So he gets to gain 1 life. Alright, he's just super dead. Yeah, and then so when he goes to make a token, we'll just we'll cast out the Anointed Procession. There's no cards in hand. Like, he's dead anyway. I don't know why. I don't know why he made me take my turn, dude. It wasn't like I was doing something crazy. Or like making a lot of play mistakes. If you gain 2, go to 9, and then you have 4 other 4/4s attacking you. Please note, when you're playing against this deck, you do not want to bring in Fumigate. It's very possible he didn't have enough to cut, and that's fine. But you don't want to bring in Fumigate. You want cheap interaction to deal with the first few creatures that deal with setup. So like Essence Scattering, a Champion of Wits, for example, helps prevent them from binning their key cards. And then when they land their key card, you want instant speed interaction like Cast Out. Like Cast Out to deal with it. This hand seems good. Dude, this deck is so awesome. This is the deck I would have played week 1 of the tournament. What does that mean? What is this? Oh, that was a good draw. Kind of? I don't know. We probably don't want to go milling ourselves yet because we want to find a refurbish and then we want to mill ourselves. Compass. I do want to land. I guess we still mill ourselves. We have the second strategic planning we can use. This is kind of the tension of the deck, in my opinion. It's like, I don't want to mill refurbish. I guess I play around with Censor if I can, so... I guess, is Champion of Wits better? I don't really have anything I want to bin, right? So like, I think Opt and Strategic Planning are actually better than Champion of Wits here. We'll start with Strategic Planning. Alright, take the refurbish. We don't need to bend the Angel. Now we just need to untap land. And hopefully Opt gets us there. We do kind of have to worry about Cast Out this turn, unless he plays some tap land. Yeah, play that tap land. Sick. It's more of an Hour of Promise deck, right? It's not a counterspell deck. What kind of board wipes do they have? Anything? I'm gonna get Champion for the first time, for the first one. We're out of energy, that's why I'm attacking with the Minister. And now we're like protected against Cast Out and Ixalan's Binding because we have a second copy of Refurbish here. So this is our, I would assume. Oh no, it's Cast Out. You got it. Man, this deck is so resilient to Cast Out. It's insane. Servos is more power. Servos. I don't think the life's gonna matter in a matchup like this. And just like that, our opponent is at 4 life. I don't care if they fumigate this cat. It gives us something to get back with God Pharaoh's Gift. If they spend their turn casting out, we're just gonna win on the swing. I think our opponent's in a tough spot here. We can also hard cast this Angel next turn if we want. Or Champion of Wits and bin it. 1 land from the Compass. 5 mana Hour. Hour doesn't do it because this kills you. Alright, so Fumigate. Is that what we're doing here? Yep. Okay. That's fine. Ooh. Ooh. Probably cast that next turn. We could also try to hit a Refurbish here. I like that. Oh no, we can't. Yeah, we can, I guess. Alright. Didn't hit a Refurbish. I'm not going to bin the God Pharaoh's Gift because there's a good chance we cast it. Hard cast it next turn. I'll just bin a creature. I also probably just want to go with this Angel. So, Champion of Wits. We hit another Refurbish. Go us. Servos. Back. Yep. So, Fumigate. Oh, he's got an Arch. Like, how does this deck win? Someone tell me how. Oh, they win with Approach, don't they? Bant Approach, right. So if he approaches up to 13, we're just going to kill him. It's like 1,000,000 damage. We're going to Strategic Planning and Refurbish next turn. So, like, he can't just approach. Looks like that might be what he's going for, though. Oh, nope, Hour of Promise. Also doesn't do it, right? Oh, he can compass one of them, sure. So he compasses this. Yeah, alright. Ooh, double compass. That's kind of good. I would say that's pretty good. Sandworm Convergence sometimes? Okay. Is Champion of Wits better than Strategic Planning? I feel like the answer to that is no. Strategic Planning bins 3 cards? Or no, they both bin 2, right? So let's start with Refurbish so I make sure I do my mana right. Yes. Let's discard just the 2 lands, I guess. Go back a Minister and a Sacred Cat. Alright, so he spires this and this, blocks here and here, takes 5 down to 1. That's sad. Pressure's still on though. We have a lot of ways to get stuff into our yard. We kind of need to find a third God Pharaoh's gift if he fumigates us because of these two. Man, I wish we had Walking Ballista in our deck for this matchup. Or like in this spot. Oh, he has a Scavenger Grounds as well. Another hour of bonus. Wouldn't do that if I were you. It looked like he was going for Scavenger Grounds. He might be. That doesn't do anything though. Like, one of the nice things about God Pharaoh's gift is it doesn't target. So you have to like pull the trigger on the grounds before I mill things. So we'll start with the strategic planning next turn. We'll leave open Rivulet and our Minister of Inquiries. That way, if he pops the Scavenger Grounds, we have 2 ways to mill ourselves, essentially 6 cards. Might have been a reason to keep the Desert so that we could have popped it instead of our Rivulet. I don't know if it's better than Chart a Course or not. Might be. Oh, this deck is sweet. Oh, Gift of Paradise. Go to 4. Does this do it? This doesn't seem like it does it. Opponent, I don't know what you're doing. I'm gonna take Fumigate, even though I'm never casting it. I want those 2 in the yard. And our opponent concedes because we put 2 good creatures in the yard. Alright, so... Man, what do we want here? Probably don't want Settle or Fumigate. I could see Vizier's coming in for Carnage Tyrant if he has it and brings it in. Glyph Keeper's also interesting. River's Rebuke's interesting, but probably not where we want to be. Binding's kind of meh. Like, taking out a Compass would be the only reason I want these bindings. I don't know. I guess Spell Pierce. Kind of tapping out. If we can nab an Hour of Promise with this, we're probably in really good shape. I feel like I don't want much, honestly. I feel like this is fine. Someone link me to that list, and I want to check out the sideboard. Is there negates in there? I imagine there's negates in there. Probably not enough to bring in Jace's Defeats, though. I think Vizier has some flaws in this matchup, but the Glyph Keeper's fine. I don't know. I don't know, I'm liking this. Binding can hit cast outs. I'm gonna board out these ops. Yeah, he does have Carnage Tyrants and 3 negates and a Fragmentize. Fragmentize doesn't do much. I think this is a mulligan. I'm gonna keep this and hope to hit a land. Gotta bottom a Spell Pierce, unfortunately. Here's our land. Alright, now we just need to find lands and a God Pharaoh's Gift in the bottom of the deck. Ooh. Like, binning is what I want to do, so bin the Minister. Playing Champion of Wits next turn. And this is our 3rd and 4th land. This is Gift of Paradise, I assume. There's the God Pharaoh's Gift. That's pretty insane. Second copy of Refurbish would be good. Ooh, Ixalan's Binding. I'd like that for as a follow-up. Slibin Cat Planning? We only have one well, we'll have 2 creatures in the yard, so gotta worry about negate now, though. Scavenger Grounds, that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna slow this down a bit. Just get this cat back. He has to tap out eventually. Yeah, and I want to use this energy like after he deserts. So we're just gonna get in for 3. I'm probably gonna cycle this cast out as well. So I'm content just like hitting my land drops here. I'm probably gonna cycle this cast out. I could cast out the Gift of Paradise, I guess. I don't know if that's worth it or not, though. Ooh, maybe I should have cycled. If we cycle into Spell Pierce exactly, we got punished. I'm sorry, I forgot we brought them in. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle this. Okay. Well, we didn't. We hit a Sacred Cat. Don't have Spell Pierce. I don't know why you would, but don't have it. Alright, we hit an Angel at some point. I'm gonna do counters. I want to make his fumigates worse. I want to play that for the energy it gives me. We're 2 lands away from just eternalizing Champion of Wits. Pretty much has to pop grounds this turn, right? He could, like, cast out and grounds. He still has to beat this 6/6 though, right? He like has to have negate here. Alright, so I assume he pops grounds. Oh, he's going for cast out. Sure. Cast out on the binding, I would assume. I'm just gonna draw 2 cards here. It's fine. We're attacking for 10. And I want this chart, of course, to draw me 2 cards. And not discard. Alright, another refurbish. That's not particularly good. 2, 3, 6, 7. So we can eternalize the Champion of Wits next turn. So he has to deal with our board and deal with our graveyard. 7's not enough. Alright, so he has Fumigate. Oh, he has Approach. Alright. Okay. Well, we don't have lethal now. Is that lethal? 2, 2, 4, 2, 4, 7. Oh, but it's on the binding. We can't cast it. But what we can do is draw 5 cards now. We'll bin the God Pharaoh's Gift. And do we want this land? Probably want this land, so next turn we can refurbish and cast out. I'm not binning the Angel. What do you mean it's lethal? We don't have a God Pharaoh's Gift, Brad. It's not lethal. He's at 4. It's all kinds of lethal, even if he draws a cast out. No, that's fine. I understand. So I guess we play around Settle the Wreckage, and I'm going to attack with 2 lethal guys. He drew Settle. Really? Sick. Nice. Alright, so we're gonna cast out. I guess we cast out his cast out? Are we binding his binding? And then we refurbish the second one. So he pops scavenger grounds. Okay, he's letting us do all of these things. Okay, so he can pop one rivulet, right? But he can't pop both? Because it's 6 cards down? So he needs a way to draw a card, pop a rivulet, draw a card, and then approach all in the same turn. I guess he gets 2 draws and an approach. Three, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it still should be a card short, right? I guess not. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think you just got lucky. I don't know. River's Rebuke's kind of interesting. Shuts off a lot of his mana. Does gain him some more life though. Yeah. Arch gets him there. Someone, why did the math work out there? Oh man, this hand's good if I hit anything that can mill. Hand might be a little too slow though. Oh, is the river, is the desert 4? I thought it was 3. Okay, that makes sense. I was counting 3. Man, would you keep this? So our opponent won that last game by exactly ripping Settle the Wreckage. I mean, anything that mills and like we're in really good shape. Like if we hit a... This isn't much better. I think that was a pretty close hand. I think you guys are... Like if you hit Champion of Wits, Chart a Course, or Strategic Planning, you're in really good shape with that hand. You have a Refurbish and a God Pharaoh's Gift in your hand. I'm gonna bottom this card. Opponent asking how often we hit on turn 4 with this. I think I want the Champion of Wits here. I like the binding. Alright, we need land. Alright, we got the land. Probably want double white, and we probably want land 5. The question is, so we ditch. If you play scavenger grounds next turn, we're in a lot of trouble. So I probably want to keep the angel. So I'm going to bin island, cast out. Don't play scavenger grounds. Just gift of paradise, pass. That's all I want to see. Spring. Deal. Oh, we didn't hit a God Pharaoh's gift. I'm an idiot. Guys, why didn't you say anything? I forgot we bottomed it. We didn't bin it. We bottomed it. It's at the bottom of our deck. Not a punt. We just didn't play around it. Wait. I don't want to pay a life. Revoke. I need like 7 lands to rivulet, right? Well, I can do it next turn. Don't hour promise me. Wait, it's possible his hand is just a bunch of like negate, but then on turn 3 would he really play Gift of Paradise? Oh, he might have a Settle the Wreckage here. I guess it just like gives me a ton of mana if I do that, right? This is a 3-turn clock. This so 6-9 is a 2-turn clock. I'd really like my champion to wits around. Trade 1 for 1 with him. Got on the end step. Mind. Oh, sure. I'd love to draw a Spell Pierce. I guess. It's not even that great. Well, we know one of our God Pharaoh's gifts is on the bottom. We don't really have a way to shuffle our deck. I'm going to continue to play around Settle the Wreckage. This doesn't feel like an easy matchup. I feel like we should have won. Our opponent just happened to rip Settle with no way of looking at it, like Search for Escansa. We did not get there. I'm gonna try to binding the search. I guess. I have way more white cards in my hand than I do anything else. You have a negate. I don't know, I'm not feeling confident about this one. It's taking us a little while to get that, to get a God Pharaoh's gift anywhere. Oh, he has the scavenger grounds now. This is a cast out or a binding of his own. Fumigate? Fumigate into scavenger grounds? Yeah. Seems good. Opponent, can't let us untap, man. Alright, here we go. Yep. Alright, we need a good one. Tap might have been perfect. It was not. It's not good. So I'm binding this gift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. So we've seen half our deck. We've only seen one God Pharaoh's gift. That's really gross. Maybe I should have taken Minister. But against Scavenger Rounds, it's just so bad. We can draw one now and just like hardcast it. And get some value off of it. Feels like another gift. I don't know, this is gonna be a hard game to win. Our plan of turboing out has not come together. Alright, definitely ditching them refurbish now. Try to course some more. We're gonna definitely need some help here. – 24 cards deep, still haven't seen a God Pharaoh's gift. Ixalan's binding. Sure. Target my binding. Seems good. Does that mean he had a cast out, you think? Spellpierce, Sacred Cast. Well, at this point we can hardcast our God Pharaoh's gifts, so... We didn't even draw a land to bin? That's so sad. Can't cast this binding. Opponent has no cards in their graveyard. So now this search is just filtering. We've seen 40 cards and we haven't seen a God Pharaoh's Gift. Sure, that's fine. Love an angel. Alright, I'm doing this main phase to take out. I'm gonna chart a course to try to bin a land, actually. Did not bin a land. Gross. I'm gonna Champion of Wits to try to bin a land, I guess. God, this is gross. There we go. There we go. Spell Pierce is probably not doing much anymore. Another Settle the Wreckage, sure. It's gonna be a hard game to win. We've binned both of our cast outs. Oh no! I'm so sad. So used to God, that really sucks. I've been playing too much MTG Arena. It went straight to our main phase. Ooh, hit a Spring to Mine. That's spicy. Gonna get a draw two here. If he approaches, does he lose? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana. So he'd have 4. So yeah, 11 mana. 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 2. Only has 5 minutes to win. Probably likely though. We can't beat a third Settle the Wreckage. I don't think we're gonna try. Ooh, that's good. Doesn't really do anything. Alright, so he must have a Settle the Wreckage here. So the Spell Pierce is going to be real good. 8, 10, 12. This is lethal. Binding's under binding. Got him. Got him. Nothing like the old turn 13 Spell Pierce blowout. Yeah, that's very true. It's very true. Alright, well, we're 4-0 with this deck. We're not even playing all the best cards we could be playing. We're missing out negates. We're missing out on Jace's defeats. Yeah, so if someone wants to clip the Spell Pierce on turn whatever it was, I would be very appreciated. I would like to share that on Twitter later. If you don't know how to clip, if you're on PC, in the video screen, there's a little like clip, I don't know, director cut board, whatever they call those. You just click that, and then it shows you the video of like the last minute or 2 minutes. And then at the bottom, there's a draggable slider bar, and you can kind of expand it, make it longer or shorter for the clip, and you can kind of move it around to where you want the clip to be. It's a little scrubber. That was sweet. Opponent's deck was very good. I did not think we were going to win that. We binned 3 refurbishes before we saw our first God Pharaoh's gift. He cast 3 Settle the Wreckage against us, but only 2 of them resolved. And we churned through our deck as well. We had 20 cards left in the library. He had like 35 or 36. Thank you, Brad. I don't think we won many die rolls tonight either. I am going to keep this hand. There haven't been many Grixis. We didn't play against any Grixis. We haven't played against a single Abrade deck either. This could be blue-black. Could be a little scary. Seems like a good matchup for them. So what it's looking like. So I'm gonna play around Censor. Chose not to Fatal Push our cat. Good job. I think strategic planning is a slightly better than Charter Course here. I don't know, maybe not. I guess it's the same, right? We draw 2 and we'll go up to 7 cards. Yeah. My card draw spell is better than your card draw spell, sir. He also missed a land. Kept the 2-lander. Missed his land. He mulligan. He didn't mulligan. What do we got? What do we got? Fatal Push my cat. Sure. Doesn't want to discard. Alright. See what we can do this turn. Guess I'll take the cast out. That's wrong. Guess this is fine. Only found a 3rd land, but it's tapped. We have a cast out for the Scarab God. I think I'm going to take the Hostile Desert here. It just seems like very impactful. Now we just need to find a refurbish. Now our opponent can like never tap out. We have plenty of goodies in the graveyard, so I'm not so much worried about milling. I mean, we had to do a lot to get that going. Alright, so I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to jam. I guess I could just fire up the hostile desert this turn. Yeah, Paco's Brad Zelkin. So if I just fire this up, I'll have 2 mana left over. There's no board wipes. And I don't want him to glimmer. Don't have another fatal push. Does Vraska's Contempt, it says non, does it say non-land? I don't think it does. It feels like a Contempt here. Yep. We'll cycle the farmland here and hope he taps out for like Scarab God. Three, 6. We're a few lands away from double refurbish in a turn. I'm gonna cast this Champion of Wits. Harness Lightning. I guess I go for the refurbish here. We have another one? Guess I have exactly negate. You could have a braid. Oh, that's kind of gross of you. And sign. Well, feel free to oblivion me. Don't mind if this gets countered. I don't want it to get Vraska's Contempted though, which it's likely to, I think. Alright, we have too many refurbishes in our hand. Yeah, blue-black won our PPTQ as well. The deck was just insane. It was such a good metagame choice for the day. It just like, it was really good against Grixis. We had so much Grixis in the top 8 or whatever. Magma spray. That's kind of gross. We're at like 1,000,000 life. Alright, so our plan here is I'm gonna Rivulet ourself to try to hit a Champion of Wits in the yard that I can get back next turn. Did not happen. We did draw one though, that's good. He could play Essence Scatter, Brad. He can't really afford to let this resolve, but it looks like he might. There's Essence Scatter. Alright, how do you beat this card now? Do you have a Braids? He has a Braid. Now I just get to, like, Eternalize this? I guess he could have Disallow. Sure. Still feeling pretty good. I don't want to see a land. That would be the scariest thing. A land for Gear Hulk would be bad. I think I'm supposed to go for it again. Does it have another Disallow? No, I'm gonna wait a turn. No, I was gonna wait a turn, Brad. I would like him to expend a resource. And this kind of reps like I don't have it. I'd really like him to play Scarab God. The Minister allows me to mill myself and try to find another Champion of Wits, which puts more pressure on his disallows. Gonna jam Scarab God, and we're gonna be... Oh, we discard 2 cards. Sure. I'm gonna cycle here. We're discarding the card anyway, and if we hit like a Champion of Wits, I'm gonna want to discard that. Our opponent's just dead, right? Yeah. Angel is 6 damage plus this. Or actually, it didn't even... I could make servos if I wanted to. Alright, so Jace's defeats, Spell Pierces... He's got red in his deck. I don't know how much I care about that. Fairgrounds Warden seems kind of medium. Binding's probably pretty good. Fumigate and Settle the Wreckage out. I want all my threats. I'm going to board out the Ops. Well, maybe Ops are okay. I'd rather act at instant speed, though if I'm binding a Scarab God, he just like can't answer it, right? Maybe I board something like this. How do you guys feel about cutting the God Pharaoh gift refurbished package? Is 2 and 2 too much? Should I do something like, you know, something like this? Sorry, like board out these 4 cards? Oh yeah, we're definitely playing Glyphkeeper. Sorry, forgot about that card. That card's insane. Opt is cuttable? Yeah, I kind of agree. Pascal cut it like every time post-board versus everything. That makes a lot of sense. I kind of described it earlier as like it's your pre-board, you know, you want to find the right half of your deck. So what are we cutting? I think that's what we need to figure out in the next 50 seconds. Maybe the game's going to go long and Spell Pierce won't be good, but I think if we can land an early refurbish, we're probably just winning. He's boarding in a land. Yeah. That's fine. I'm going to do this. And then one more card. How about just one Sacred Gift? Can I board out a single threat? Is that... I'll board out one Strategic Planning because that also... Look, man, I miss Splinter Twin. This hand seems like a mulligan, right? I keep this one. Looking for a land. We're on the draw. Oh no. We're getting reverse screwed like our opponent last game, or last turn. Glint Sleeve Siphoner. What? Glint Sleeve Siphoner. Okay, okay. I can't block, Moto. Quit giving me the opportunity to. Now I can block. Block I will. I don't want him getting extra cards. Oh, that's literally the worst. Land? Not a land. Gosh dang it. Cycle down here, white up top. So you're gonna disallow my cycle trigger? No way, right? No. Manaless GPG isn't a thing. I wish it was a thing. He's gonna disallow this. That's insane. If he plays Scarab God, I think we just lose. Another Glint Sleeve Siphoner's fine. Harness Lightning. Yeah, that's fine. Dude, really? Alright, let's get in. Can't block. Well, we lose. I'm gonna take probably one more draw here unless he... Yeah, that's fine. I guess I play this out because he's just like giving me free info. Although he probably is never showing me any other cards than these. I think I'm supposed to concede. I'm gonna concede. I don't want to discard and give away any info. Alright, on the play, I want the strategic planning. I'm gonna board out. Board out a Bant. Also, Fairgrounds Warden, like, kind of seemed okay there now. Because he brought in 2 creatures. I don't know, it still seems medium with all those removal. These Jace's defeats, like, I know, like, I want to board out Cat, but they just seem like, you know, they're 2 threats, and like they did a lot game 1. Oh man, I have to mulligan this, right? It just like does nothing. Like if he counters this Champion of Wits, I just lose. This is like slightly better, but at least my mana's good. Need to rip a Champion of Wits here. Nope. At least we're doing our plan here. This is surely dead. I guess he can't Fatal Push it. So we have an interesting thing here. If we draw Charter Course, we can bin 1 card, and Deadeye Trucker needs 2 cards to activate. Yep, you got it. Hopefully we just rip a land and play Angel. He takes God Pharaoh's Gift. Kind of means we can't ever Spell Pierce. And like Refurbish, like, it's real bad. Into open mana. I don't know. Okay, yep. Takes the Refurbish. Would you jam Angel here? Opinions. I want opinions on this Angel. I should wait a turn, right? Wait till I hit 6 mana? %100% jam, not close. A Scarab God? Doesn't do anything though. I guess it stops my Fairgrounds Warden. I guess it stops me from attacking, essentially. Alright, so we need to find... You can't really attack with Scarab God. Well, that was a bad draw. The problem is, if this angel dies, we are in so much trouble. Man, I am really worried about this angel dying, guys. I have to spell pierce it? Right? Glimmer. I think I have to let Glimmer resolve. Like, I have to spell pierce any removal he uses. So that he doesn't have mana to Scarab God it. Ooh. Ooh, that was a really good draw. Can you answer my Glyph Keeper that we added in? Can you? Can you answer this card? I don't know that you can. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have mana now. He's hit his land drops on time. So the Spell Pierce isn't going to be great. Unless it's a Vraska's Contempt. Which I'm okay with. Six, 8, 10, 12. Am I supposed to attack with everything next turn? He blocks here and goes to 2. Like, he could have Vraska's Contempt, and it just hasn't been using it because he's hoping to draw removal for the Angel. The thing is, if we get the Angel back in my main phase... Interesting. I don't know, this is a weird... I'd like to draw Binding. Fairgrounds Warden. Should I oh man. Do I Fairgrounds Warden now? God can do something if he... I should Warden, right? Why would I attack first? If I Warden first... Man, I don't know. This seems risky. If I Warden, he's kind of like forced into trying to kill the Angel. And then like Scarab Godding it back in response. And then, because like his God's gonna go away. So then... Like, if he does that, then I can just, like, Fairgrounds Warden the Angel. And then he just has a bunch of servos. And he still has this, like, Glyph Keeper that he can't deal with. So, like, this seems... I don't know, man. I should have went with my instinct. I feel like I should have pre-combat Wardened. It also means if the Zombie God gets off the field, I can attack with everything. Torrential Gearhulk. Glimmer. Now I think we're in really good shape. Hour of Devastation would be pretty bad for us. 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, land plus Hour of Devastation would be bad. If he hours, we need to Spell Pierce it. So we can't activate with the Scarab God. And then, like, we need an untap land, like, pretty bad. I would feel very, very much more secure in this game if we had an untap land. Currently 4-0 with this stack. This is game 3. Game 1 we won. Game 2 we got mana screwed up, stuck on 1 land for 6 turns. Man, this is a weird game. And then this is game 3 here, and it is a weird one. Untap land? Upkeep. Consign. Okay. Vraska's Contempt. That's fine, right? We can attack with everything and kill him. He blocks 2 things and takes 6. This seems fine to me. Please say something if I'm making a dumb mistake. But I believe we still have lethal. He blocks both Fairground Wardens, and he takes 6. He's going to 6. Yeah. And now I can Binding the Gearhulk. Negate. Alright, so let's say I pierce this and I take out the Gearhulk, and he has Fatal Push for a Warden. So then he'll have 2 blockers, so I should let this resolve as well. That's fine. So he needs to have Fatal Push, which we have. Yeah, okay, we have covered. All right. 5-0 with our team unified blue-white GPG. Deck was sweet, man. It was very, very good. We were not playing negates. We also didn't have any Search for Azkantas. That was kind of the stipulation going in. Very, very sick deck. Really enjoyed it. 10 out of 10. Would definitely play it again. So let's go to our collection. I think I'm being kind of loud, and my wife might have a headache. I'm sorry, wifey. Please. Michelle's playing Diablo, and I'm being loud. I'm so sorry. Michelle has a migraine, and I just found out about it. Hey TSM. So sorry, I'm gonna try to talk a little quieter. All right, so definitely gonna be throwing this up on YouTube if you guys want to go back and watch it. Let's talk about some cards. The Rivulets seemed pretty good. Hostile Desert, I think, was also quite good. I've seen this played in the Esper list, and I really liked it. It actually put a lot of pressure on our opponents to tap out, especially our control opponent last round. That was where it really shined. And I think blue-black's on the rise, and especially if you're doing like a team unified event, I think blue-white or blue-black are going to be decks you play against, and I like the Hostile Deserts personally. Sacred Cat was probably the worst creature. I get why it's in the deck though. Against mono black, it was very good. Just, you know, returning it to gain a single life, or later on getting the 4 back. Ministering of Inquiries is core. I don't think you can cut that. Same with Chart of Course and Strategic Planning. Opt, we didn't really cast very much. I think we cast it like 1 time. It honestly seemed like the worst card. I don't know if there's something better that can be played, but I definitely think, you know, if you need slots, it's a fine card, but it didn't seem great. One of the reasons I think it's probably in the deck is to, and I mentioned this earlier in the stream, is to make your deck. Your deck has like 2 game plans, right? The first game plan is to land like Minister of Inquiries and Champion of Wits, and then the second game plan is to, you know, land Refurbish on a God Pharaoh's Gift. But you can also kind of move into plan B, which is just like hard casting Angel of Inventions. And I think Op's kind of in the main board, so that based on the deck that you're playing against, you can kind of tailor your plan in your game 1 using the Opt. Now there's only 2 of them, so you're not doing that a ton, but I think that's why they're in there. I think that's why Pascal put them in there. That definitely makes a lot of sense to me. And that means you can board them out a lot in game 2, because post board, you know what you're playing against, you can come up with a clear, concise plan, and you don't need the Ops. Champion of Wits, obviously core, card's insane. If you're playing Grixis right now, I highly recommend putting that card in there. Card selection, Vraska's Contempt is probably the #1 card in Standard in my opinion right now, and Champion of Wits helping you dig to that card is pretty key. Yeah, it can be Magma Sprayed, but if it's not, the upside is huge because later on you get to get it back. The downside of the card is if you let your opponent spiral out of control a little bit, and their Scarab God gets crazy, and they take your Champion of Wits, you're gonna have a really bad time. But I do think the card deserves a slot in Grixis if you're playing it. Yeah, Contempt is a key card right now in Standard, 100%. Refurbish, that's the game plan of this deck, is to bin an early God Pharaoh's Gift, get back to Refurbish. Angel of Invention, the only reason to play white in this deck. If you weren't, I mean, I guess other than Refurbish, but it is the reason we want to be white in this deck. Angel Invention makes this deck work. You're often very far behind by the time you land a turn 4 God Pharaoh's Gift or turn 5 God Pharaoh's Gift, and swinging for 6 lifelink. You know, I've said this before on this stream. I think lifelink is the most broken keyword. Life swings, in my opinion, can be massive. The larger the creature, the better lifelink gets. And I hate to see lifelink on a 6/6 body. It's just so much life gain and life loss that it swings the matchup in your favor almost instantly. All you need to do is stick it. So it's very good against mono red, making the servos. You get a ton of power with it. It's very, very good. We decided to run Cast Out in the main board instead of Ixalan's Binding. I'm not sure about that. I wanted to test Cast Out. I think in the mirror it's better to have the instant speed, obviously, because they like refurbish in their main phase and then you cast it out. Binding has a lot of upside against Scarab God. Just them not being able to cast it ever again. You don't have to worry about it. Specifically against Grixis and blue-black, which are the 2 big decks playing Scarab God right now. So like if you're wanting to play, if that's your meta, I would put the Bindings in the main. You might want to add a 23rd land if you do that, because sometimes you do need to cycle the cast outs. But I definitely think Binding is better in a Scarab God meta, and cast out's going to be better in like a combo meta, or when you need to react on your opponent's turn. So like if you're playing a lot of tokens and they land like an Anointed Procession, you're going to want to cast that out on their turn before they make a bunch of tokens. So, you know, there's marginal differences between the 2 of them. They functionally are the same, but Binding is much, much better against Scarab God. Settle the Wreckage and Fumigate. These were our sweepers of choice. Did we ever cast Settle? I don't think we did. I know from personal experience over this last weekend, Settle was very, very good for me. There's problem cards in the format like Rekindling Phoenix, Glorybringer, things that you just want to get off the board. Fumigate doesn't really deal with the Phoenix very well. So that's something to consider. That's kind of why we ran a 1-1 split. Just kind of taking a step back, we talked about Opt. One of the cards that this deck doesn't have is Walking Ballista. It might be something to consider trying if you're wanting to try out this list. I would probably try to fit in, maybe cut a Sacred Cat and try to fit it in as a 3-of. It's very good against all of the green-based decks right now that are running like Jade Light Rangers. It's also very good against Mono Red. But one thing I've noticed is, in my personal experience with Jade Light Ranger, is that it just dies to everything. A single counter off Walking Ballista, killing it with the Explorer triggers on the stack, Magma Spray, whatever. If you're playing a green deck, Jade Light Ranger is probably one of the best 3-drops you can get right now, but it's also not a very good one in my opinion, so take that for what it's worth. Alright, sideboard. We had an Authority of the Consuls. We didn't play against any mono red. We did play against a mono black deck. We had it in hand when we killed them. Didn't really need to play it. It would have been very good there. Jace's Defeat was our counter spell of choice. We couldn't run Negate. That was one of our stipulations going into this because it's for Team Unified. So we brought in Jace's Defeat against blue black. We never cast it. I still think it's very good. Spell Pierce was actually really good for us. Maybe we're supposed to have more. I don't know. Since our game plan is so linear, that's where Spell Pierce is going to be at its best, is when your opponents, need to react to you tapping out. So, like, they have Disallow mana open, and it's just 3. If you're on turn 5, you can refurbish with Spell Pierce backup. And I think that's where Spell Pierce is going to shine. We did get to Spell Pierce, Settle the Wreckage for game against Bant Approach, even though they had 13, 14 mana. They tapped out early, I think for I can't remember for what exactly, maybe it was an approach, and then they had Settle back up, but we attacked for lethal and had Spell Pierce back up, and that won us the game. We tried a second Fumigate. We brought it in against Mono Black. I can't even remember. Maybe we don't even want the card at all. I guess it really just depends on your meta. The Zero Many Faces was going to be our answer to cards like Carnage Tyrant. It's also something we wanted to try out. These took place of Angel of Sanctions in this list. I don't like Angel of Sanctions right now. We didn't play against any Glory Bringer, but it's really weak to Glory Bringer. And it also has a lot of potential to just die to like Scarab God or get brought back by Scarab God. I played it this weekend in Abzan Tokens, where in my opinion it's better because you have Anointed Procession, and it just never, I'm talking about Angel of Sanctions, and it just never did anything. It always died to something pretty easily, and they ended up getting their thing back. Now, one of the all-stars of this deck today was Fairgrounds Warden. That card was insane. It probably won us the match just now. It won us, definitely won us a match against Mono Black. I could see it very, very good against Hazaret. I would go up to 4, honestly. You probably want to have a good sideboard plan, and you make sure that you have 4 slots to take out for it, but still very, very good. Ixalan's Binding and Cast Out, kind of what I talked about. We were just trying it out. I could see putting Cast Outs on the side and the Ixalan Bindings in the main. I do think you probably want a 2-2 split. This type of effect is very good, but other people are playing Binding as well. And if you're in the all-in Binding plan and they Binding your Binding, then you're just screwed. You have these 3 enchantments in your deck that you can't answer. So definitely want some type of split, whether it's 3-1, 2-2, I don't know. But just make sure you think about that. Glyph Keeper, awesome. Definitely against blue-black control, won us the game, I would say. Or I guess helped us win the game. Them having to 2-for-1 it, tap out, really let our Spell Pierce that we were sitting on take control. And then lastly, this River's Rebuke. We didn't really bring it in. It's there for tokens. Tokens is kind of in a deck. There's also a blue-white Embalm deck, and so that's why it was in our sideboard. But we just never had a reason to bring it in. So again, if your meta doesn't really have those, you probably don't need it. But if it does, that's definitely a card I would consider. I don't think there were any cards that we considered playing earlier that that I think would have been better than what we were doing. I just think some of these cards that we tried out didn't really find a home, or we didn't find a need to bring them in throughout the night, at least within this league. Deck was awesome though. I had an absolute blast playing it. It was so much fun. Is it tier 1? I don't know. I'd have to do probably 2 or 3 more leagues with it. But I would 100% play this deck at a tournament if I had the cards. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me tonight. We're gonna do probably some more standard tomorrow. Maybe we'll run this back. I don't know. I had a lot of fun playing it. Thursday we're gonna play Modern and we're gonna play Lantern Control. So if you'd like to see, that'll be my first time with the deck. If that's something you'd like to see, I don't know why you would, but Josh Collier is going to the Open in a couple weeks, and he's a $9.99 subscriber, and he gets a deck list once a month. So that's what he wants me to play. That's what I'm gonna play. But we'll see how that goes. I'm a little worried that the hate's gonna be real online, but I'll still play it. That's what he wants. 100% will not watch. You better watch, Brad. I'm counting on your support. Anyway, that's going to be it for me tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 o'clock Central. Stream every week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 6 to 9. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Hit that follow button. You'll get notified when I go online. Also, head on over to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I put up all my content there. And you can find tonight's broadcast on my YouTube. It'll be up in probably an hour or two. Anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate it, and have a great night.